watching my videos and sharing them. You guys, I've been doing YouTube since what, like 2011? So I've been doing YouTube for like 7 years or so. And it's been a bit of a journey. And I'm just really trying to kick into full gear and make some changes in my life on the upcoming 30. So I'm just really pushing very hard for people to share my videos as much as they can. I love everybody who comes every week to watch me. I appreciate all of y'all, and I want y'all to know that. Please don't ever think that your views, your $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 on my Patreon account, clicking on my ads, please do not ever think that it is not appreciated, because YouTube gives me a way to be the person that I always wanted to be, but because of Katrina and certain things in my life, I couldn't make it. Happen the way I wanted to. But I'm still out here chasing my dream of entertaining people. It is my dream. All right, you guys. So we are still in St. Martin on this two-parter, second part episode of Love and Hip Hop New York. It starts off with Safari and Jacquay on some four-wheelers. I'm on the beach, trying to get inspiration, trying to have a good time, trying to be a badman so they can get inspiration for the remix to this song that they want to do, and all the benefits and money from the song will go to the relief in St. Martin. That's what the whole thing is, okay? Now, they stop riding and having a good time straight out like a romantic gay couple, even though that's not what they are, okay? And Safari takes this opportunity to talk to Jacquay, not only about the song that they're out there to do, blah, 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 but also talk about how Yandy and Anais got into it last episode right in front of his very eyes, and he think Anais is fucking crazy just like everybody else does. Jacquay says that she's flirting with him, and I'm like, that bitch flirts with everybody. Haven't you discovered yet? Haven't you heard? She's a hoe. I'm sorry, Anais, but you carry yourself very loosely. You flirt with everybody, and we're gonna get into you showing your vag to somebody who was friends with a guy that you just was fucking with and cheating on your husband with him. So if that's not hoe-like antics, I don't know what to tell you. All I know is I hope Anais doesn't have a daughter. Jacquay talks about how he wants his BFF Bree to talk to Cayenne because them two bitches do not get along, but he is now in a serious relationship with Cayenne, and he feel like his best friend since childhood and his new girlfriend need to get on the same page, so he gonna try to talk to them. So we setting the scene for you hoes. Meanwhile, Remy shooting a video for Wake Me Up, okay? And I do like that song with Lil' Kim. I don't like Lil' Kim's verse because I felt like Lil' Kim stopped rapping all of a sudden, okay? Like, I don't know what the fuck she was saying. She was mumble rapping or something, and I didn't like it. She doing her video for that, and now she has Columbia behind her, and she's always been independent, but now she has a big machine behind her, and she doesn't know how that big machine would feel about her doing music or clearing music with Mariah Lynn, who is always jumping over tables fighting bitches. And she's really going back and forth within herself about whether she should still work with Mariah Lynn. I thought we had already settled this shit. I already thought you said you wasn't gonna work with that bitch no more. But here we are again having scenes so we can talk about the same shit even though nobody's really talking. It's all, monologue. Like, fuck out of here with this shit. Y'all could have kept that. Show us the video. Where's Lil' Kim, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, show us that shit for real. Don't show us that so we can talk about Mariah Lynn, who's in another fucking, island somewhere. But anyway, so Bree and Jacquay are sitting down having a talk. And they're talking about Cayenne. What is the problem? What is the beef? Bree says that Cayenne comes after her on social media. They've never even met, and she comes after her, talks about her music, and then here comes Cayenne walking in. And Cayenne is like, what the fuck am I doing here with this bitch? You know I don't rock with her, sock with her, fuck with her. But here we are. They sit down. Cayenne is like, okay, let's have the conversation then. So you taught me how to rap, so I bite your style. So I stole your shit. That's what you be talking about. That's what you be saying. So what's up with that? Now you don't want to admit that that's what you saying? And Bree's like, look, I'm not here to discuss whatever you're saying. And we've already determined from various situations, including the fight with Riley and Sky, that Bree tends to over-exaggerate and lie, okay? She tends to not tell the truth. Seems like the bitch wants attention. Seems like she needs to go to therapy. Seems like she's got some deep-rooted issues up in her soul, and that causes her to act out, fight all the time, and lie about shit, and then take on other people's beef so that she can get attention for getting into it with other people. Like, y'all think I'm not seeing all of this, but I'm fucking seeing it, bitch. I am seeing it, all right? Now, They, for some reason, even though very similar personalities, cannot sit down at this table and have a cordial conversation. They're fussing back and forth. I couldn't even understand anything that was really being said. Jacquay is sitting up there, hey, bitch, stop, shut up. Why y'all can't stop? What the fuck? Like, he is really trying to get them to stop with the screaming and howling, but it's not going to happen. They're talking at each other. They're not talking with one another, which is why this conversation is not going to go anywhere, because you have two angry bitches that don't know how to stop being childish for 5 seconds to talk about the real issues here. And I blame Bree just as much as I blame Cayenne. But then that stops when we get into this portion where apparently Bree must have said some things in some of these videos about Cayenne's baby or her daughter or something like that. And Cayenne saying, don't talk about my kids. So you didn't say nothing about my kids? She said, no, I didn't say nothing about your kids. She said, okay, I'm gonna make it hard for you to lie, bitch. Swear on your grandmother that you didn't say nothing about my daughter. And she's like, I swear on my grandmother. And she was like, well, I guess you better kiss grandma on the forehead and buy flowers because she's dead, okay? I don't know why she thought that was appropriate wordage. I don't know why she thought that was the right thing to say in this moment. I know she was upset, and I know a lot of people kept saying that she's the one that's lying on her grandmother's grave and all of this. Fuck out of here. That doesn't even matter. You don't put that out there into the atmosphere like that. You don't say shit like that. It was wrong. It was completely wrong, hurtful, distasteful, fucking tacky. And anybody thought that was okay? If you're watching me and you thought that what Cayenne said was okay, I'm gonna need for you to reevaluate the type of person you are. Because when somebody in your life who means everything to you is sick or on the verge of dying, the last thing you want to hear in a beef with a bitch is, oh, grandma's about to die. Like, I don't care what anybody says, that was fucking wrong. Which is why Bree felt the need to lift that fucking table up like the Hulk and try to turn the table over on the bitch. And I was just like, well, damn, now I see why she did that. I totally get why Bree was so upset. Like, bitch, are you kidding me? Did you really just say that to me right now? Now, granted, Bree, I feel like you probably said some fucked up things too. But in this moment, right now, I can only deal with what's in front of my eyes. And which was in front of my eyes was Cayenne saying some low down dirty shit about that girl's grandmother in a way of she's about to die because you lying, bitch. Those words shouldn't have came together out of your mouth. That's all I have to say. Jacquay felt the same way. He felt like it was fucked up. So then Cayenne gets mad because Jacquay isn't on her side. You supposed to be my nigga. How you gonna have? That's his best friend, and that's been his best friend longer than he's even known you. So of course he's gonna have her back, which makes Bree happy and tickles her pink while she sits over there and laughs and giggles while being protected by security guards because Cayenne is over there being a fucking fullback trying to get to your ass by any means necessary. Okay, I don't know football like that. Don't correct me. I don't know. I don't care. That's not the point. Bitch trying to run at you like they're football players out there on the sand. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It was just terrible. Okay, it was fucking terrible. So back in New York, Rich meets up with his mom. Okay. I roll my eyes every time I have to see these sit downs between Rich and his mama. Just because I feel like his mom sometimes enables the fuck shit, like Rich had 2 parents, has a great mother in his life, but still treats women like dirt on the bottom of his fucking shoe. I don't understand. Either way, what happened was while we're meeting up is Rich had a seizure. He was in a restaurant trying to get something to eat. He'd already taken his insulin and he just waited too long. This has happened to me before. Not where I fell out with a seizure, but where I threw up because I didn't eat as soon as I should have. Totally different, but I still understand, that I'm trying, shit caught up with me too quick. So he had this whole episode. He's okay now, and his mom is telling him that he has to be on a regimen specifically. He has to do what he has to do because he cannot die before her, okay? So after all of the talk about the seizure and Rich taking care of himself, we get into this whole situation with Anais. He tries to spit that same bullshit to his mom that he spit to Anais about him having no guilt, no liability. He didn't do shit wrong. She led him astray. And his mom was like, no, Rich, you knew exactly what you were getting into with that married woman. You have fault in this situation. Please fucking stop. And in that moment, I was like, thank you. Somebody say it to him. You were not led astray. You were not tricked. You were not bamboozled, my nigga. You knew she was married. You still wanted to fuck with her. You decided to be all big and brass in the balls and step to her husband like you was about that life, and come to find out you really are not. Put the fucking chair down. Take your insulin. Eat something right after. And go sit your stupid ass down somewhere. I ain't got time for Rich with this stupid shit. So Mariah Lynn and Cayenne meet up in her room because Mariah Lynn is trying to be the calm one on this trip. And Cayenne comes in and tells her what happened with Bree in the fight. And at this point, Cayenne has had time to think about what happened. And she knows that she was wrong. She don't need nobody to tell her she was wrong for what she said. She knows she was wrong. Her problem is Jacquay won't talk to her. He did not come back to their room that night, and she went and got her own room because she wasn't about to be sitting up waiting for this nigga. She was still mad about the fact that he didn't have her back, even though she knew she was wrong. So because he hasn't been answering any of her text messages, any of her phone calls, Mariah Lynn throws interference in the middle of their conversation. Here comes Jacquay knocking up at Mariah Lynn's door because Mariah told him that she was there so that they could finally sit down and talk. She admits that she knows that she was wrong, and he lets her know like that's still his friend at the end of the day, but he still really wants to fuck with her. He still really wants to be with her, even though she was tripping out, okay? Now, she asked him where he was that night when he didn't come home. And he said he met up with some homeboys and just tried to free his mind so his ass would follow. And she lets it go in that moment. But the reason why we're having this conversation is not just to watch them make up, but it's to set up the next scene. Yandy throws a dinner for everybody before they leave St. Martin, okay? Cayenne didn't come because of her beef with Bree. We didn't think that they were going to be able to sit down and have a cordial meal together, so the bitch can't be a part of this. Moving on like Maya. This is when he tells everybody at the table that he spent the night with Anais that night he didn't come home. They didn't do anything. He didn't get any head. He didn't fuck her. It wasn't nothing like that. They just chilled and smoked hookah. But you know, don't nobody believe that. So when Anais walks up and everybody's like, she's like, he's probably already told them, but we didn't do anything. Nothing happened between me and Jacquay. And I'm like, bitch, it probably only didn't happen because of his willpower and sheer strength. Because we all know that you love throwing that pussy dushy out to everybody, okay? Mariah and Bree also take this time to have a conversation, okay? Because they need to talk it out. It's beef for no reason. As the two people that really don't have the animosity as much as we thought they did, they come together, and Mariah Lynn says something to her about your mom is the same as my mom or something like that, because both of their moms have been on drugs and are recovering. Bree does not know how to take this comment, so she just goes straight into fuck you bitch land, and now we arguing again. And Yandy is like, hold up. Juju, Yandy, they try to facilitate this conversation, mediate, and bring it back down to where it's supposed to be. She was not saying anything bad about your mom, Brittany. She was just saying that y'all have similar situations. Y'all come from similar backgrounds. That means y'all should be able to meet each other somewhere in the fucking middle. So they decide to put all their bullshit aside. And Mariah is very well aware that Bianca is going to have a problem. But guess what? That's tomorrow's problem. Right now, I'm trying to grow up and get past the fuck shit. So I'm going to make up with this bitch regardless of how my crazy ass friend is going to feel about it. And that's just what it is. I'm glad that they were able to make up because their beef was bullshit and based off of other bitches' problems. I don't have time for that. So after the trip is over, Creep Squad Jr. meet up at a bar so that they can talk about everything that happened. Now, Creep Squad Jr. just so happens to have Rich sitting right there, right? Because y'all know he's senior Creep Squad member. They talk about the situation with Cayenne and Bree, which brings us to him spending the night with Anais. And just when we think that Rich Dallas got a problem, he gets up, walking over to Jacquay like it's about to be an issue, and he hugs him. He's happy that somebody took her off his hands. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you. Look, I'm done with her, and if he want to get a little taste, I have no problem with that. I dap him off. And this is the type of shit that I don't like about men. This is the type of shit that I do not like about men. Rich dollars. Like, just to devalue, even though she don't value herself, and this is what I be talking about, young women, when you treat yourself with disrespect, other people will treat you with disrespect, even though Rich is just a disrespectful motherfucker either way. Just the devaluing of her, as to think that she was something to be put on a platter and passed around to him and all of his dirty looking fucking friends. I had a problem with that. Yes, I'm well aware of the type of woman that Anais is, but I did not like this scene. I do not like Rich thinking that it's okay for him to pass her off to his fucking friends. I did not like that, because it reminds me of when men feel like they can gangbang a bitch or fucking send her over to the friend house, or when pimps be flipping bitches and then the girl all in love with them and then they bring in a homeboy like, if you love me, you'll fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to all of these deep, dark places in my mind when I hear this type of shit. When I see this type of jovial attitude towards a chick you was just messing with, fucking with one of your little partners. That shit was not cool, Rich. All that dapping off and laughing and shit, fuck all y'all. So Remy and Mariah Lynn meet up at a restaurant so that they can have a conversation, okay? Because Remy really wants to talk with her about how she's been acting. She said she would be on a song with her, but she don't know if she can do that now because she young people putting big money behind her, and she doesn't know if they gonna be okay with Mariah Lynn, because Mariah Lynn don't know how to act, okay? That's how we feeling about it. And Mariah is really letting her know, look, I'm changing. I made up with Bree. I really see the error of my ways. I have to talk to Bianca and let her know that I can't keep carrying her beefs around with me. Mariah gets, emotional and starts to cry. And it seems like we're getting somewhere in this conversation. But at the end of it, Remy is just like, look, I hear you. I see where you are. But at the same time, I've heard this from you before. And you always still getting some fuck shit. So I don't know. So I guess it's still up in the air whether Remy's going to work with Mariah Lynn or not. I don't know why this is even that much of a big deal, like whether she's gonna work with her or not. So fucking what? Either you're gonna work with me or you're not gonna work with me. If you're not, then I'll keep doing what I've always been doing, which is putting out songs with little catchy words in them here and there, and doing my thing without Remy's, input. At the end of the day, Remy, Wake Me Up was a great song, and it should have hit harder than it did, but it didn't. So you don't really have the weight to be walking around thinking that you're making life-changing decisions based off of if you're going to be on Mariah Lynn's song or not. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, what is she? She's Remy, great. But a Remy and Mariah Lynn song, so what? So Creep Squad Jr. decide they're going to meet up at the park because we need to start working out again, okay? Self is over there pregnant. Rich is with his diabetes. Safari hasn't been, hitting it like he usually do, so he's, not having the same effect with the coconut oil that he once did. So we out here trying to work out. In the middle of this conversation, we, find out that Jacquay invited Cayenne so that he could finally talk to her about Anais, so she's not just not knowing what the fuck happened and everybody else does, okay? So he pulls her to the fountain so that they can have a conversation, and he says that night he was with Anais. Nothing happened, but she did show him her pussy. Cayenne completely, she was about to hit him, but she just stood up and was like, you know what? No, fuck this. So she starts to walk off, and Jacquay is running after her with Creep Squad Jr. on the sides, running behind them, trying to see what's going on. Safari laying on the ground behind the fountain, trying to hide and shit. They ducking and dodging through gates and shit and all of that, like looking through all of the looking through the stairwell and shit. Y'all, it was hilarious to watch them niggas trying to listen to this conversation, okay? And it was fucking it up for Jacquay because he was really chasing Cayenne's ass. She was walking off telling him fuck him. She don't want to deal with it. If he wants to make it better, then he need to figure out a way to make it better without her because she ain't here for it and all of that. And to me, if I was her, I would feel some type of way too. But I low-key feel like she mad, but she really don't have a reason to be because he didn't do anything. Anais is a hoe, and everybody knows that. That's kind of her MO. So it's kind of more a pat on the back for Jacquay for not fucking a bitch, considering the fact that her old over-sexualized ass showed him a vagina. But that must mean something. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to judge anybody's lady parts. That's not what I do. I don't like that, and I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, Jesus Christ, Anais, like, how embarrassing for you to show him your snatch and him to be like, nah, I'm cool, here's the hookah. Anyway, he ran after Cayenne. She told him, you need to make it better, nigga. And that does not mean me letting you know how to make it better. I'm out, okay? Of course, she saw Creep Squad Jr. following them around, and she thought that he was just for play, like he was joking, this wasn't serious, and that's why she was really mad, because she thought that he wasn't taking her seriously, which pisses me off too. As a short, cute person, when you're upset and people think it's so cute because you're cute and you're upset, I just want to punch him in the dick. Trust me, it is very annoying, so I understand how she felt. But anyway, y'all, that's basically everything that happened. We all know Jacquay and Cayenne are together right now. We know they're in a really deep relationship and they're cute. But just to watch how he ran after her, he was like, nah, I can't let it go like that. That touched me. That made me feel like that nigga really like her. But that also made me feel like their relationship has been going on longer than we know. But anyway, that was basically all that happened on Love and Hip Hop New York. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Chicken tits, chicken tits, chicken tits. Care Bear Share. See you in Miami, bitch.